You mentioned Glastonbury a few minutes ago. You just returned, huh?
I just got back. Yeah. Just came back on stage. A bit of a comeback moment thing. Yeah, it was lovely. It was like a really special moment. I didn't. 2 years ago, I basically had like this. I don't want to call it like a mental breakdown, but it was like a breakdown of sorts on stage that had been a long time coming, to be honest. On stage at that Glastonbury in 2023, and then I took 2 years off to sort of like recalibrate and I did a lot of therapy and got myself in a much better headspace and dealt with. I had been told I had Tourettes and stuff, and that was really causing me a lot of stress, and I didn't know how to deal with it. And now, after these 2 years off, I really wanted to come back and do Glastonbury and sort of like as a mental sort of win, sort of finish the thing that I couldn't finish before. And it was amazing. Yeah, like really, really special. Maybe like the best day of my life, to be honest. It was like a really, really special moment, and I'm just I'm really glad that we got to do it. And like it was just blew my mind a bit. Mad.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the videos. It looks you can feel the energy in both of the performances I've seen on YouTube. You can feel the energy in both of them. Mm-hmm. Was part of you like glad, like, there's this weird, like, because you're very transparent, I feel like, with your audience. I feel like as much as you can be. Yeah. And I think as a human, right? You try to put yourself out there as well as you know yourself. Yeah. And that's how you try to present yourself. Yeah. And of course, we're always like getting to know ourselves more, right? And so that will change over time. Mm-hmm. Were you glad almost in a weird way that some of that kind of like, I don't want to call it a breakdown, but some of like that, like that real of a moment in your life, was there a little bit of you that was glad, or were you scared that it happened in such a public way? Does that make any sense?
No, it makes complete sense. And I was so happy. Like when I came off stage, like when it happened and when it was happening, it was like the lowest moment of my life, and it was horrible. But like I made this, I had this moment where I was on stage, like 2-3 songs in, I was like, this is the last time I'm going to play a gig for a long time. I was like, I need to try and get through the rest of the show, but when I come off, I'm done. So when I got off stage, it was obviously, again, horrible at the moment on stage and, experiencing it all or whatever. But, excuse me, when I got off stage, everyone else around me was a bit like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. And I had this weird sort of, a weight had been lifted of like, oh, now this thing's happened and I have to get help. Sort of thing. It wasn't, I had been putting it off because funnily enough, a few weeks prior to that show in Glastonbury, we were playing in Chicago, and I had a very similar episode. It was probably even worse, the one in Chicago. I couldn't come back on stage and finish the song. I was like backstage convulsing and having like this crazy panic attack, mental like episode. It was really, really bad. Way worse than what happened at Glastonbury. But because Glastonbury is such a, like you say, like a big stage and a big moment, it was the first time people outside of maybe, my shows or whatever had seen it. So yeah, at Glastonbury, when I came off stage, it was weird. I had this, everything's all right now and I can actually go and get help and fix myself for the next 2 years. And it was, in a weird way, it's probably the best thing that ever happened to me, that moment at Glastonbury in 2023, because it was just, I wouldn't have stopped otherwise. If I could like think, I'm really bad for, I'll say I am really bad. I was really bad for not saying no to things. Yeah. Like feeling like, oh, this is going to pass me by if I don't say yes to this. All this amazing stuff's coming at me now, and I have to like catch it all and sort of get it all done and do this. Otherwise, these moments are going to pass me by, and I'm, it's never going to happen again. So I said yes to way too much, and I took way too much on, and everyone around me was asking me, "Are you sure this is okay?" Should I say? I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. But yeah, so Glastonbury 2023 was for sure the biggest, really important, and like maybe the most important day of my life, to be honest, because it was such a, I wouldn't have stopped otherwise. Do you know what I mean? It was like almost like
a blessing, kind of.
Yeah, it's like someone upstairs was like, this has to happen now, otherwise I don't want to think about where I would be now if I hadn't, if I'd continued to do it. Because we were meant to go to Australia and stuff like that. And
you could have fallen apart, man.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been really, really, horrible. I dread to think.
Yeah.
what would have happened otherwise. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, a bit of a blessing in disguise, I think, for sure.
And you know what I thought about? I felt like it was just like, I think we're at a time where people just want to see something that's real.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, they want to see somebody that's like, you know, that's not hiding all their tough times, you know, that's trying to at least be earnest as you can, you know? So yeah, I just thought it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think seeing something that's real, and especially if it's somebody like you that is, you know, you're an emotional guy, you have a lot of feelings, and and you have a lot of feelings that we all have that we can't put into words. And so, you know, we like look to you to be like this, like, you know, almost somebody that's like speaking for us. Not that you're doing that through ego or anything, but just that you're like a conduit for some of the feelings that we can't explain.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. But then I look to like other people like that.
Oh, for sure. Well, I think we all do. But just the fact that then you are able to like, just that you're so present and real, it feels like with your, with people and with your fans or, you know, people that support you. That for you to have a real moment, it just, I don't know, I guess, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say. I guess, shit, I'm an idiot.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like people are sort of craving a bit of like authenticity, I think. And
also if you hadn't had it in such a real way, would you, nope.
Well, that's like, I think for a long time I was like,
I'm sorry.
No, you're grand. I think for a long time I was like surface level talking about my mental health and talking about, I think for a long time prior to that moment in 2023, I was like, I have panic attacks or I get anxious, but I wasn't like really, I feel, and I still am bad for this now. Like I give people enough that sometimes they think they're getting the whole story, and actually I'm holding quite a lot back sometimes. And I think I was doing that quite heavily at the time. So when that happened at Glastonbury, it was this real thing of like the sort of thing's been, the mask's been pulled off, and it's like, this is like, you're just there and in front of everybody. So as I say, it was like this, I've had no choice but to confront things. And I think, I was really taken aback by the sort of outpouring of love and support that people had shared. Like, it was really like an emotional time, like coming back and seeing like so many people reaching out and being, you know, kind and sort of sharing their stories with me and all this stuff. Sure. It was really special. But I know what you mean. Like, I feel like everybody's looking for something that's a bit real or tangible to sort of hold on to, I think.
Something that's human, Yeah,
100%. And
did you feel any embarrassment when you came back? And not that you should or anything. I just think that feelings are interesting, right? Yeah. So sometimes you'll feel embarrassed about things, even if you should. You know, it's all interesting. Like we show up to everything with different feelings and you're always trying to juggle all these feelings and all these moments, you know? Yeah. Was there any embarrassment?
Yeah. I feel embarrassment all the time. Honestly, like I don't know if you agree with this, right? But like, see, being like famous, I find it's the most embarrassing thing of all time. Or like well known. Like I walk into every room and I'm like, you're either not famous enough or too famous to be in a room. I know this sounds like very first world problems, but let me land here. But it's like this like thing of like, I either walk into a room and it's like, again, I'm totally projecting and no one's probably even looking at me like this, but like
100%.
I sometimes feel like either it's like everyone thinks that I think that I'm
awesome
and I'm walking out of a room and I'm like, look at me, I'm this famous guy and blah, blah, blah. Or people walk into the room and go, oh, who does he think he is doing this or that? I just feel fame in general and being well known is the most embarrassing thing to me. I just get like, I just feel so like cringed up all the time with like, when it comes to like that sort of side of things.
It's the brightest, ugliest suit.
Yeah, exactly. You're walking into a room with like, I don't know, it's mental. And then I sort of have this thing when I walk into a room and I assume that, everyone in this room probably doesn't like me because they've seen something online that I said once, or they think I try too hard to be silly or funny, or they think I try, my music's shit, or they think I'm better than I am, or I just...
trying to manage people's expectations or thoughts.
Yeah.
And then your whole life becomes... And I know some people are like, listen to these guys who have everything complaining, right? Exactly. And I understand that, 100%. But we're going to keep doing it for another minute, right? Just to explore what it's like, because also being popular, it's almost just like life's like an experiment and you have different moments. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's horrible, but it's all just like, I look at it as like, okay, this is what's going on now. And what is this like, you know? And, sometimes then you start thinking, okay, I have to spend so much time making sure that everybody thinks that I'm okay. Right? That I'm cool, that I'm okay enough to them. So then that can be like a trap. It can all be just kind of like, I don't know. It can get a little bit interesting.
But that's another thing as well. Like this, like even like having that thought of like, fuck, is this complaining too much or whatever? But like,
oh, I'll text these guys in the middle of the night. Does this seem gay? Does this seem racist? Those are two of the big ones. Am I okay? These motherfuckers are trying to sleep in their homes.
Exactly.
And their coworkers text me at midnight, am I okay? Like, we don't fucking know. Fucking look at your ring camera, you idiot. I don't know.
But it's true. It's like this thing of like, even the thoughts of even like the thing I just said, I'm already like overthinking that thing I said about you're either too famous or not famous enough in a room, because I'm embarrassed that I even talking about being famous is embarrassing, or even like referring to yourself as being famous is embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? And again, you're only famous to people who know you, really. You're not famous to everybody, like thingy. So it's like, and then, I don't know, it's such like a mental, you do like so many mental gymnastics, I think, thinking
for
about
sure.
it.
Oh no, look, man, it's interesting to talk about. And you know what I think? It's interesting to imagine that you're important, right? That's an interesting thing. It's like that you're like, I've noticed this sometimes, like if other people think I'm important, then it gives me, I don't have to think I'm important. It's almost like I'm using the fact that they think I'm important in some way. It's like, oh, then I can just get my importance through that instead of creating my own importance for myself. Does that make any sense, or is that crazy?
No, 100%. It's like you're getting, but then it's that sort of, that again, I guess it goes back to like external validation.
100%.
Stuff like that, which is like, I was thinking about this on the way over as well, how attacked, like, because I'm coming back into this, like, you have a new tour coming out. You're coming back into stepping into like spotlight again, or like this sort of world again, and I'm really trying not to get that validation externally, but it's quite difficult. Like I already feel it like in little bits of things that I've only been back for like a week and a half here, and I'm already like, you know, looking through comments and getting like excited when I see like a nice comment, and then like really down when I see an awful one, and I'm trying to stop myself and be like, no, this is the stuff that got you sort of where you were last time. It's important to not sort of feed into it, and it's just really it's like such an interesting thing, and I don't think it's exclusive to being well known or being.
No, I think a lot of it's human too. A lot of it's just human stuff, you know. And I think you're almost like, I think with popularity and stuff, you almost become like a lab mouse. You almost become like just this heightened level of a lot of things. And so, you know, it's interesting to talk about. Well, dude, as a fan of yours, and as you know, somebody you've helped me feel, you know, no homo, dude, have feelings and shit over the years, type shit. But dude, I don't think you could ever, I think you'd have to try very hard to have a realistic person think that you're a bad person, I think.
Thanks,
you
man.
know?
And likewise, like I think that's like, I think that's why I think I'm such a fan of yours as well. Like I just feel, I like talking about being real and stuff like that. Like I've seen clips of yours where you're like, again, showing emotion and stuff like that. And it really resonates with me in a big way. So I feel like it's just nice to like, I guess.
Dude, check your phone. Your grandmother texts again. Sorry, it's getting fucking kind of crazy, but no, I appreciate it, man. We're trying our best, you know. No, totally. And sometimes it's a battle. And I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was kind of mean of me, dude.
Wasn't mean at all. Honestly, I was rambling.
Do you worry? But thanks for the nice words, dude.
Don't worry, man.
Yeah, it all becomes, and then you start to become like, well, this how people think you are. Is that how you really are? And then you're like, am I holding up just an image of myself? Who am I even? It's all kind of interesting, right? I think, but as long as you try to just stay aware of that, that's kind of what's going on, then it can all be kind of interesting.
I think it's important to remind yourself who you are away from all this. And I think that's what me having 2 years off.
I'm a pervert away from it. You know what I'm saying? No offense, ladies. I don't know. And no offense, Scott, either. Okay.
No, but it's like I think it's important to have that sort of awareness of right when all this is gone, like who am I or what am I?
Yeah.
You know, I have more. I'd like to think I had more to offer than, you know, singing a few songs or, you know, being silly on social media or stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I think
Yeah, and more to offer myself too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I think about sometimes. Like,
100%.
you know, at what point do I start offering, like trying better to focus on offering things to my own life? I don't know.
Yeah.
Now we might be wading into some fucking ego waters, but that's
Okay,
okay.
yeah,
Let's back out of
yeah.
that. How do you keep things from being different than like what kind of like led to like some of the you know, like mild traumas or things that happened last time that led you to the point where you were really suffering? You know?
Yeah, I think for me, like I wasn't doing any therapy. I wasn't really looking after myself at all. It's not like I'm like hitting the gym like every fucking day or whatever. But like I just think in general, making better choices in terms of, you know, every aspect of my life. I do therapy every week now as well, which has been really beneficial for me. I think I've really that's really been maybe the biggest thing that's switched everything around.
Is your therapist a man or woman?
A man named Owen. Owen
Ooh.
O'Kane. Very nice.
Owen
nice
what?
gentleman. O'Kane.
Owen O'Kane.
Yeah. Irish.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. So you'll end up decent if you get better.
Yeah, exactly.
At best.
Yeah.
You'll end up decent at best, dude. Oh, that's him there.
Yeah, very good.
Is it okay that we say his name and stuff?
I think so, yeah. I'm sure he'll be more than happy with it.
Oh, that's class. Oh, he's an author as well.
Yeah, he's an author.
Oh, that's amazing, man.
But he's been amazing. He's been amazing for me in the last little while. It's just been
Who turned you on to him?
it was my management that got through to him and stuff, who had heard from someone else or whatever. But it was just when I came off the stage at Glastonbury, it was like immediately first thing I need is a therapist. And then
Did they put you in an ice bath when you got off, or what'd they do? Did they like just, or did you just fucking sit and have a pint and be like, that was a wild one? Like, were you able to calm down right after you came off the stage?
I went out and I flew back to Glasgow that night and went out and had pints. And, I did.
That's the most Scottish shit I've ever heard, dude.
I did, but yeah.
The guy could be getting a heart transplant. He's fucking, dude. He's fucking.
Yeah, no, I woke up and I went straight to the pub and so it was just a nice. I just had to like go and do something normal rather than
For sure.
and be around mates and get back at that sort of place. So yeah, went out and kicked the arse out of it like properly. But it was very much needed. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and then it became and then afterwards we did a bunch of shit with therapists and neurologists as well for like my Tourettes and stuff. I'm take medication for that and all that stuff, and just in general try to reduce stress as much as possible. I think it's been a massive thing, and I think that's where that sort of what I was saying about saying no to things is becoming I'm realizing how important that can be with stuff, because it's one of those things of like, if it doesn't, this thing, you won't get this again if you don't say yes now. I'm like, okay, cool.
Or somebody will be unhappy or something like that.
Exactly.
Like, I've done meet and greets, I think, for probably 97% of my shows after, right? Just for free, just meet, you know. But sometimes I just can't do it anymore, and it's okay.
Yeah, of course.
You know? Like I had, like, I don't know if it was like, I don't know what happened to me. Something happened to me like a couple years ago. I just felt like this loud crack even like in my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And I've never been, I don't think, fully the same since then.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
But I don't know what happened, you know, but I just knew that I had to shut it down and I had to start taking better care of myself.
Yeah.
And because at first I thought the stress was like, oh, you're not working hard enough. You're not figuring this out well.
Yeah.
But that's not the truth. The truth was I just, you know, like there wasn't going to be anything left of me. You know, I just didn't have anything left. So I had to tighten it up.
Yeah, man, definitely. I think that's the thing as well. It's sometimes you feel like you're saying, I like what you just said there, the stress felt like I wasn't doing enough or whatever, but it's like taking your foot off the gas as opposed to putting it on. You know what I mean? I think that's the important thing. So,
and now I'll shut down. Like if it's a certain conversation or somebody's talking to me, sometimes if somebody's speaking in a certain pentameter or things are too fast or something, I'll just say, hey, I can't even be in this conversation. Like I just have to like, because you'll just start to kind of lose your mind.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So with the Tourette's, was it getting cool or was it getting bad? Like what kind were you getting? Because there's the cool kind where, you know.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the kill kind. I was like, I used to do this thing all the time when I would go like this. Like I'd be sitting here having this conversation with you and I'd be like this.
Oh yeah, like a third base coach in baseball or something, you know?
Yeah, like doing signals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to do that shit, and like I used to like contort my back and stuff in ways. So I had to get like this. I wanted to get this feeling in my muscles where it felt like it was pulling and like cracking, and like I was like causing myself some real pain. And I had to I just for some reason in my head I was like, I need to feel this to know that. I don't know. It was almost like it was like sorry, I'm saying like a lot and it annoys me. But
I think you're doing fine. Eh?
All right, cool. Yeah, good. We can do.
No, I've noticed when people say like a lot, I've not noticed that today.
All right, cool. Good. It was almost like when I felt I was out of body, I would try and do this like twitch or something to sort of bring myself back in.
Wow.
It was really weird. And I looked like I was like on copious amounts of cocaine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like I was tweaking. Do you know what I mean? Really looked like I was tweaking.
Oh, you were hailing a freaking air taxi with Bobby Taylor over there.
Yeah, no.
Dude, that's fascinating though. Yeah. So you would get a feeling, and then the some of the tics would make you feel like you're almost getting back into your skin.
Yeah, well, that's what I felt like. I can't speak for anyone else.
That's fascinating though.
Yeah. I think they call it like a premonetary urge or something. Sorry, and I think I was getting them all the time. And when I was performing, it was like really prevalent because it was like you would get it if you're excited. So any sort of extreme emotion would bring it on, or like tired or anything. Yeah. So it was. Yeah, it was bizarre. It was really, really bizarre. But like, now I'm noticing even more. But
no, it sounds good. Premonetary, it's called?
Premonetary urge. Yeah, fuck, I remembered that.
A premonitory urge is a sensory experience like an itch or a feeling of pressure that occurs before a tic in an individual with Tourette's syndrome or other tic disorders. Premonitory urges are physical sensations. These urges can manifest as feelings of tension, pressure, an itchy sensation, or a feeling that something is building up and needs to be released.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. I had about, for 15 years, I had I'm still doing bad.
Premonitory urge. Yeah,
still doing pretty bad, yeah. I'm just 2 days off of premonitory urge, dude. But I needed it, couldn't sleep.
Yeah.